受け向こうなすり切れ落語お客様の笑顔ひらりひらり声わははサンシャイン落語その話の中に光る光るすご技がサンシャイントロント生まれのサンシャイン劇作家だったサンシャイン興味持った日本文化歌舞伎との来日5年でサンシャイン落語に恋したサンシャインそのおかげで出会えた人生の刺繍100年ぶりの外国人の落語家誕生フレンチ英語使って笑わす老若男女下のセンス座布団最初はお辞儀から枕本題を地のぼだこの笑いには遥か彼方フロムカナダ来たよ桂サンシャイン落語でいざ世界中を照らす桂サンシャインそう私桂サンシャインでございます。
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon. Well, I gotta get my necktie showing here because I got a very special necktie for you guys today. I don't know if you can see it. It's the cute cat. What do you call that? The money-making cat. I don't know. What do you call the cat? It's not Kuroneko. It's Yobi Neko. There's a noise coming out of my wire here. Sorry, guys. It's just a little bit disorganized here. I had a show last night. At the new Otani Hotel. And it was the first time to perform since in front of people, not online, but actually in a theater, in a theatrical space, in a room where people were gathered on a live setting. There's a lot of people. It was like almost 100 people in the room, and they did lower the number of people that could come into the room so that they could have social distanced seating. Everybody had a mask on. So, but it's the first time, I guess, to perform really in, what is it, 9 months? Oh, when did Broadway close? March 12th, I think, we finished on Broadway. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, there it is, 8 months. It's the first time to perform in front of people for 8 months, except for maybe in, I don't know, in a small room or something. Have we performed? I mean, I've performed for you guys here on the show, which is, and thank God, because, you lose it. I felt very, I have to be honest, I felt very heavy trying to get, the words out. It wasn't smooth, but it was very much my, in Japanese you'd say teppan no neta, which means your ironclad material. So it was I just did everything I've done a million times, and so it went fine. I think the audience really enjoyed it. They had a live audience, but then people who didn't want to come to the room were able to watch it in their own rooms on the TV screen. So I'm not sure how many people were actually watching, but there might have been quite a few. Let me just adjust my coffee here a bit. Are we okay? Okay, here we go. Hey, Happy New Year! So in Japan here, it's already 2021. I guess in New York, there's still a couple hours left. What? 3 hours left. But so depending on where you're listening, this is the last show of 2020 or the first show of 2021. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this. We started the day Broadway closed, and almost every week on the Saturday show, I've brought you a new live Rakugo show, and on this Thursday or Friday, depending on where you are, this one is just a talk show, and I just read your comments and that kind of thing. But we've weathered this storm thus far, and it's not over yet. But whoa, holy smokes! Okay, my dad's calling me. Do you guys mind if I answer here, guys? I'm gonna answer. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if you guys can see this. I don't want to show my dad. Anyway, I'll answer. I'll answer for. Hello? Can't. Huh. That would have been so cool. Just to say hi to my dad on air. Wonder if we can do that. Might not be able to. FaceTime does not allow you to. I think FaceTime doesn't allow you to use the camera for other purposes. So I think my father, even though I answered, I don't think my father is able to hear me. So anyway, I'll call him back. I'll call him back after the show. Maybe that's what I'll do. I kind of want to get him when he's in front of the computer. But anyway, I'll call him back. Hopefully he'll be up for another couple hours because it is New Year's. And I don't know, is Auntie Joe watching? Maybe Auntie Joe, if you're watching, can you call my dad and just tell him I'll call him in about half an hour. If he wants, or call me back in about half an hour or whatever. Anyhow, I did want to catch my dad. Wish him a happy New Year's. Would have been nice to get him on the screen. And like I said last week, I think the technology allows me to get people very easily to get like an interview going. We got to do that. So this year I'm gonna do some interviews. Why not? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I wonder if Joe. Let's just see if Joe wants to do an interview. All of a sudden, we'll see here. We'll see if Joe wants to. Oh, Auntie Joe. Okay, so I had my thing off. Okay, let out to know. Okay, thank you, Auntie Joe. So we're fine there, and Auntie Joe gets a ding. Let's see, Joe. Let's just see if Joe will be up for an interview. I am doing my last live show right now. Care to appear for a second? It has become really easy now. I can send you a link. Okay, let's see. Let's see what Joe says. That'd be really cool because it has become a lot easier. Last time, I don't know those of you who watched that show. It was kind of an awards show. We were nominated for an award on Broadway. We had the different producers on, Yumi-san. We had Joe, Tanaka-san, but it was really hard. Everybody had to kind of come in through Skype. It was just a really complicated affair. Now it's just a link. Sorry, I keep hitting the wire here, guys. This is really, I'm not organized here. Anyway, cheers! Happy New Year's, guys. What time? I'm at a New Year's place right now. Oh, it's now. LOL. Okay. Guess he's not gonna be able to do it. Anyway, we'll get Joe on for an interview. That'll be maybe we'll advertise that, so it'll be one of the earlier shows of this year. Joe and I are both very happy to have 2020 behind us because our run was interrupted, and Yumi-san and Tanaka-san, of course, Marie, all very well. We were a bit disappointed that the show had to be delayed, but in on the scale of what happened to a lot of people due to this. This crazy thing that happened, we are very lightly affected. I'm ready to go back on stage when Broadway comes back on, and we've been doing so much since that really can't complain that much. We are still alive. We're healthy, so like there's a lot of people who have been suffering. So gotta take the good with the bad. But yeah, I'll say one thing. It was something to perform after 8 months. And I hadn't performed that much in Japanese, too. Like a purely Japanese show might be 2 years since I've done that. Like a purely top to bottom Japanese show. So a lot of my shows in Japan, hold on a second, got a message from Auntie Joe. I told Atta you'd get in touch in an hour. Perfect. Okay. I tried to put him on the show, but I think the Mac is not allowed to be used for two different purposes at the same time. I think that's the way it's going to work. So, Happy New Year from Singapore. I am not sure I can get out right now. What? Oh, okay, Joe. Okay, Joe. Oh, Joe's trying to get on. Okay, let's see. Another 30 minutes or so. No worries if not. we can do an interview next time. But let me know. Even 2 minutes would be great. Okay, so anyways, it's just like, man. And guys, if my camera leaves me, well, I got another camera here. Whatever, I got the FaceTime camera. Anyway, Happy New Year from Singapore. Thank you, Tanaka-san. I really want to get to Singapore this year's ASAP. Can't wait till you come back, of course, to Japan. Oh, we have restaurants to go to and drinks to drink and projects to discuss. Holy smokes. Anyway, Chika-san, Happy New Year. Eric and Rafaela, hello from the year 2020, Charlotte. North Carolina, last year's house. Yeah, I'm already in 2021, guys. Hey, it's already looking better. So how about that? Hello, Happy New Year from Toronto. Thank you, Josh. Fantastic. I also loved last Saturday's story. Sorry I wasn't able to make it live due to my studies, but I enjoyed watching it later. Very much hilarious. Okay, that's great, because that was possibly the most purely improvised story I've done. In fact, guys, I'm thinking of this Saturday doing the actual story. What I did last week, I did a story about Dorobo, about thieves. But I did the story as I remembered it, having heard it 10 years ago, or even maybe 5 years ago. I might have heard it a couple times. I heard it a couple times. I was like, oh, yeah, I could do this story, and I improvised it. But I was sure I was missing plot points, and actually, there's kind of a major plot point that I missed. So I may do that story again. It's pretty funny. And those of you who saw last week's story, then you can sort of kind of compare it. Could be kind of good, because it's, even if you saw last Saturday's story, you would probably like it, because it's, the part I omitted is actually pretty funny. It's actually pretty good. And it's better because the way I did it, it was a lot of one person talking when he was drawing on the walls. And that's not actually the way that part works. It's 2 people talking, which is, it's way better. The original is way better, so I think I'll do it. Do it again. Happy New Year! Eggnog as my drink. Tonight I got coffee going. Oh, do I need this coffee? Starting a fast. I'm starting my new year with a fast. That's just 3 days. 65-hour fast, because I don't have anything today. I'm just like, I gotta clean my place. My golly. Well, it's pretty traditional in Japan to do osoji, which is like clean, means big cleanup. I've just got, because I got rid of my apartment in New York, so I got 2 apartments worth of stuff in here, and I think there's a lot I probably don't need. I gotta simple it down. So we'll see. Over the next couple days, I don't think I can afford to be cleaning from morning to night all day for 3 days, but little by little, get this place organized. The studio's looking good. Sorry, my number one camera. My number one camera here is, it's plugged in, so it's hanging on for dear life. My number 2 camera had no power. I didn't charge them properly, so sorry about that. We'll get there. I'd like to talk about New Year's resolutions. Send me a link. I will step out if it's on a phone rather than a desktop. Sure. Okay, we're going to send Joe a link. Okay, guys. This might happen here. This may happen. Let's see. Where's the thing? Where's the thing to send him a link? 1 second. There's got to be Ecamm Live. Where's the link? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Copy link. Done. Okay. So now, when Joe joins, I think I'll just get him. That is super, super simple compared to what it was before. Wow. If this actually works, guys, if this actually works, we'll have our first interview of 2021, or last interview of 2020, whatever you guys want to put it. I keep hitting this wire, and I'm really sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna get the sound organized for the show, but we do have the midnight show, as I am very close to the mic now, and even if I whisper, you can hear me. I don't know if anybody has ideas for the show. Dennis Boller-san, Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Arigato. Thank you for joining. Rida Kubo-san. Happy New Year in Japan, right? Fantastic. Perel-san. Manikineko. That's right, it is. That's what it is. Manikineko. That's my necktie. Can you see it? I don't know if it's... This Yumi-san gave me this tie, which is awesome under a kimono. It's actually, and I love the yellow too. But it's a little manikineko. It was funny when she gave it to me because she said, "Sunshine, you're the only person I've ever known that would actually wear this tie." And she was right. I loved it. I put it on right away. We were out having steak in New York. And I was like, "Oh my God, I love it." And she said, "Yeah, I know. I knew you would. And you're the only person I know who would love it." It was pretty funny. That's right. Manikineko. That's what you say. Manikineko. I don't know why I remember that. Anyway, I'm losing my Japanese. I'm losing my English. Can't speak anything. Un peu de français? Peut-être? I don't know. You're right. You're right. Thank you, Leho-san. Manikineko. Oh, that's the kanji, eh? Manikineko. Manikineko. Okay. Very good. Leho-san, back into regular attendance at the show. Really happy. We missed you so much. Happy New Year from Tokyo. Happy New Year to you too. One of my New Year's resolutions. Oh, wait a minute. Joe's coming in. There's Joe. Okay, now I cannot hear Joe. I gotta change my 1 second. I cannot hear you, Joe. 2 seconds. We're gonna hook Joe in, guys, but I just gotta change my audio here so that I can hear Joe. And I think all I have to do is 2 seconds, Joe. Sound levels. I think I just have to go to sound levels and change the. Oh, I've been on the MacBook Pro microphone. That's bad. Bad. I've been on the MacBook Pro. But what about the speaker? Okay, wait a minute. Joe, can you talk? Why can't I hear you? Oh, it's muted. Okay, you're muted. I'm clicking. Why are you muted? Two seconds. That's really weird that you're muted. I don't understand. FaceTime camera. No. For me, it's this. 2 seconds, Joe. As long as if I can unmute you, then we're on. I think. Oh, I'm just gonna add you. Okay, I'm gonna add your face right now. Now you're on.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Now I can hear you too. Okay, that's perfect. Now can I hear you through here? Let's see. Okay, no. Joe, can you talk for a second?
Hey, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Hey.
Holy smokes! There we are, Joe. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend.
That's a great background. Is that your friend's house or is that your place?
This is at my place. We have our friends over, and I have them in the corner.
Oh, I see. Anyway, I won't keep you too long because you are hosting.
Okay.
But yeah. So do you remember last time when we tried to do this? You had to go through Skype, and then I had to do a whole process to get someone on. And now it's just send a link, and we're cruising.
Amazing technology. 2020.
Yeah. But welcome 2021.
Man, oh man.
So your prediction, what do you think? Are we back on Broadway by September?
Yes, I think we're going to be back. I think we can start planning this summer and be back for the fall.
Yeah, it feels like it, right? Like even though States has been a bit slow with the vaccine, but I think that'll just catch up as when they iron out the kinks, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's so new to everyone, and no one's had to really do this before. That I think that once they don't have a holiday week to make all this happen, I think it's going to
exactly. This was timed with all the different holidays and all that. So yeah, very optimistic about that. And if the rest of the world is kicking in, there's other vaccines coming out, and then so there have been controversial. There's one thing I want to talk to you about here now. There have been controversial articles, New York Times, and then Jerry Seinfeld responding on that kind of thing. Some people say New York is never going to recover from this, and other people say, "What are you talking about? New York always bounces back." I know we both agree that New York always bounces back, but like it is really going to bounce back, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think as soon as people feel comfortable with the vaccine, I think the fact that there even a vaccine that people are getting, I already feel sort of a lightning in the air. So I think that uh, sooner rather than later, New York's going to pop back and be as fantastic as it was before, if not better.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And there's a little bit of evidence for that in that they did try to reopen London's West End, right? And
Yeah.
tickets sold out like immediately. Now it was 50% capacity or whatever they're doing, but people were just electric about it. And then they had to close down again because they got a bit of a rebound. But if that's any indication.
Oh, I think that the need for people to be back at live theater is ridiculous. And so I think we're going to have the audiences. They just have to feel comfortable. And I think that we're really close to that.
Yeah. I think I think you're right. You know, I performed at the New Otani Hotel, one of the most beautiful hotels in the world, yesterday, and it was actually like people, and there was a lot of elderly people, mostly elderly people staying there because elderly people, the only people that can afford to stay there for the New Year's package is like $2,000, and you get a few meals and you get all kinds of entertainment. There's all kinds of famous people, and then there was me for some reason, but they said, well, we might not get all the seats filled because people can watch in their room if they want a social distance, that kind of thing. It was packed. People wanted it. People were mass and there were disses, but no, let us see some Rakugo live. Like that's enough of this. And people are really, I think people are aware of being safe, but they really want to have that contact, right?
Yeah, especially at the end of the year. I think that the fact that you even had to curb any of your excitement or the way you're going to celebrate has really been difficult. So I can see why people would lean into that and just, be as careful as possible, but really want to enjoy this year.
Yeah, I mean, I found my 2 months in New York, it was a very dark place to be, but I mean, the lights of Broadway are turned off. So what do you expect it to be? I mean, there's no concerts, no opera, there's no jazz, there's no events. The restaurants did their best when they did a fantastic job, I think. The ones that have made it through this, holy smokes, kudos to them. But I think that's a kind of microcosm of what's going to happen when it does come back, because once the lights are back on, people are going to flock to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you couldn't keep people 100% away when there was nothing going on in Times Square, can you imagine what it's going to be like when it actually is open for business?
Exactly. No, I can't wait. I have every confidence and every hope. I'm just looking forward to it. If it's September, it's September. If it's October, it's October. But 2021 just feels like this is going to be our year again to reopen and enter our third smash hit year on Broadway.
Yay! We're a success.
With a year and a half of a little bit of a holiday. Joe, thank you so much for taking the time. Let's do a couple longer interviews, maybe later on in the month.
Please, take care. Happy New Year. I can't wait to see you in person.
Yeah, me too. And all the best to your family. And we'll have more extensive interviews soon. Thank you for showing your face.
Can't wait.
Great
Be
to
safe,
see you.
my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, that worked, guys. Holy smokes. Did you hear him? Hope you heard him. Let me put my I wasn't even talking into the right mic, guys. You guys should have told me. Now I'm talking to the right mic. Now it's Midnight with Sunshine, right? Let me go back to my main mic here, I think. My main thing here. Am I at? I don't know why I have this cuts of sunshine on it. You don't need that. I guess that's when I brought Joe in. I should have written Joe's name. I could write Joe's name on the bottom and everything. Anyway, for those of you who don't know who Joe was, Joe is the executive producer of Rakugo on Broadway. Great Broadway producer and PR guru. It was great. It was great that he's able to take a second to join us on the last show of 2020, the first show of 2021. Let's go. Let's see what we have. Thank you, Leho-san. Oh, Takashi Babi Okayasu-san. Omedetou. Ake ome. Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Kanjin Cederman. Happy New Year from Seattle. Nice. Love Seattle. Can't wait to perform there live. I love performing in Seattle. Dennis Buller. Germany has already arrived in 2021. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course it has. Yeah. Feels great, although it's 3:07 a.m. Yeah. I mean, that's, the only thing about this show is that I don't have one that's had a good time for Europe yet. I want to discuss with you guys maybe a little bit of advice of what to do with the show. There's a couple things. First of all, the English show can keep going Thursdays, Saturdays in place of the Broadway show until we get back to Broadway. That's no problem. Because that is in the morning here in Tokyo, so I can do that. Now, I had been meaning to get back into the Japanese show, which would be Thursday, Saturdays, 9 p.m. Tokyo time. However, I keep having dinner meetings and or performances and or work related things that take me out of here, so I can't do that show. So I'm thinking, what should we do? Because I want to get back into the Japanese show. I'm thinking to make the Japanese show once a week, maybe, and a random night. So just you guys got to wait for the link, because I can't see myself being able to do this show regularly Thursdays, Saturdays, in the evenings. There's just way too much nighttime work that's gonna be happening. So anyway, I think I might do that and maybe do something for Europe. But those of you who do watch from Europe, holy smokes, I really, really appreciate you. Alexa Carol, Happy New Year, sunshine. Thank you. Same to you. Mitenka. Mitenka. Happy New Year. Спасибо большое. 清美さん、あけましておめでとうございます。今年もよろしくお願いします。Wow. Yeah, dying to go to Cambridge and drink some sake as well. UK Yamaguchi-san, we're still in 2020 in New York City. I am aware of that. Thank you. Luis Robotai from Ottawa. Happy New Year. Ake ome mochax matcha-san. Thank you. Pero-san, perhaps you could talk about some New Year's traditions and fun things in Japan. New Year's is kind of family. People go, they call it Hatsumode. They go to the temple and they ring the bell, and it's not like we do. We do a party and stuff like that. So I don't know how much you guys are gonna be having parties, but it's more to do with family. It's the big family holiday as opposed to Christmas being more of a date day. That's the way they do it in Japan. So they just switch it around from us, or we switch it around from them. Whoever got it first, I'm not sure. Can you get eggnog in Japan? I'm not sure. Although my friend Andrew, the other day, I don't know if Andrew's listening. Sometimes he tunes in. Made an incredible dinner, and the kuchi naoshi, which is the the mouth renewer. I think there's an English word for it. Something you eat between courses to refresh your mouth. I forgot what it's called. I'm sure there's a French word for it. Was buttered rum, which kind of reminded me of eggnog. It feels like that kind of consistency, but oh man, was it good. Holy moly. Oh, that's an awesome time. My aunt gave me a pair of Manekineko socks. Haha, they're great. Cool. Very nice. Machax Mocha just showed my dad the videos of Lost in Translation and 47 ways to say thank you. Thank you very much. Did your dad laugh? Smilena Kirilova-san. Happy New Year. Wishing you lots of fun, excitement, super fantastic year to come. Smilena, we're going to do this. This affords us the opportunity to do another opening on Broadway. So you got to come down again. You got to come down again and look beautiful like you did the first time. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're going to do it up again. We got to. Man, how many people get to open on Broadway twice? It's great. USA in the house. Thank you. Yoi Otoshio. Very nice. Yarn Child. That was so hard for the production teams in the UK. Yes. No, I know. I read that. And that's where, from a show business perspective, I agree more with the Broadway side of it, saying like, until this is completely over, we're not going back. And that's partially is that's a strength of the actors, the performers unions on Broadway are very, very adamant that the performers and the technicians and all the people who are on the production side of it are not at risk. And of course, they think about audience members as well, but you can distance audience members. You can do a lot of things, but the actors unions in the States have said, no, way. The buildings are old. The circulation and ventilation is bad. There's a lot of people crammed into one dressing room, and then no matter what you do with the if you're going to see distance on stage, you're going to test the actors every time, whatever. No way. And so, but one of the other reasons was, Broadway's only going to have one chance to open. Now, maybe that might not be true, but the fact is to put the shows back together again, even though they were running already, to put the shows back together again, it's in the hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. You got to advertise again. You got to get the cast back and rehearse again. It takes a good 6 weeks and millions of dollars. And then if they have to close again, like how does that, where does that put the producers? They have to refund the tickets again. So I agree with the Broadway side. Now, what makes me hopeful is how quickly the tickets were sold out in London for that 2 weeks that they did do it. And even though it is still during a pandemic, still a risky time, how adamantly people were about wanting to go and see the live shows. So, I'm happy they did that to let us know that was the case, that's the way where people were feeling, that this is what was going to happen. But I agree with you, Yarn Child. I agree with you 100%. Like, I know I read about that too. And it's just kind of heartbreaking, right? The audience and staff just want to get back into the theaters. Exactly. Well, I think everybody wants to get back on stage, but, yeah, can't wait to start commuting to work along Broadway. Yes. The wardrobe team coffee run timed in the middle scene. Do you guys actually do that? Are you involved in theater there in London? That's awesome. That's very funny. Hail, Auntie Joe. Thank you, Auntie Joe. Happy New Year. Dennis Bullison. Any plans for a show in Europe? Yeah, absolutely. So we had planned. So my show on Broadway was Thursdays, Saturdays at the New World Stages. I guess I should technically say off Broadway since it's less than 500 seats, but it's right in the middle of Broadway. So the show on Broadway, New World Stages, Thursdays, Saturdays. I was going to fly once a month to London and do a run, but it'd be like a once a month run, but it'd be another run. It'd be a run, London's West End. Maybe do it Monday, Tuesday, or maybe take one weekend off every month from New York and do a London, do like 4 shows in London or something like that. One or the other, depending on how flexible the New World Stages would be. Although I think if we put that together, they probably wouldn't mind doing it. I'd like to do something that I don't think it's too much of a precedent. I don't think I don't know if it's unprecedented, but I don't think there's too much precedent for someone having a run in London's West End and on Broadway in New York at the same time. Now, same shows playing, but with different casts, right? But to be flying back and forth oneself could be kind of unprecedented. Now, we had the theater reserved for Monday, Tuesday, once a month, every month throughout the rest of this year. In Leicester Square Theater, we had the theater reserved, but it was supposed to start in May, which obviously got canceled because of COVID at the same time. But no, we're ready to go. And then what we were hoping to do is latch on to the once a month in London to do another show wherever they'll have me in Europe. If we could go to France, if we could go to Belgium, if we could go to Italy, if we could go, to Greece, to Slovenia, my other country. It's so easy to travel in Europe there that, Germany, just love to put as many shows in Europe as possible. So we're gonna put that together. So looking forward to seeing you guys. If you guys are in Europe, love to see you in New York when we start, or perhaps come to your country. Let me know if you'd like to set up a show. It's easier than you think to set up a show. Because once I'm out there, the economics of it aren't that bad. And, I'd love to do it. Let's see. Wardrobe TR got you that. Hail Auntie Joe got that. Any plans for showing? I got that. Leo-san, family and old friends gather in Japan. Yes, exactly. Palette cleanser? Do you really say that? I've never heard that. Palette cleanser? I don't know. I thought there was another. Bush something, isn't it? Bush something. I got a feeling. Anyway. Mieko Motoi-san. Happy New Year from Sapporo. I've been learning Rakugo. Wow. Is it possible to take your class somehow? Sure. Your Rakugo performance is awesome. You crack me up all the time. Thanks. Yeah, I have one student right now, and we meet online. We were meeting once a week, and now maybe once every 2 weeks. But Mieko-san, can you find me on Facebook? My Facebook is Sunshine Katsura Sunshine. It's 2 sunshines. I don't know why I had to do that, but I had to do it for some reason. There was a fake account out there which was Katsura Sunshine, so it was confusing. So it's Sunshine Katsura Sunshine. It's my personal email. It's my personal Facebook account. If you send me a message through there, I will see it and I will let you know what the details are. But if you're in Sapporo, we could start. We could do a little bit of work on Zoom, and then maybe if you're in Tokyo, we could do it live in my studio, or maybe I'll be up in Sapporo someday soon. Who knows? Not too many people traveling right now in Tokyo, but that'll clear up as well. Ancha, not in London, but I've done a lot of shows, mostly opera in wardrobe and dressing. Wow, that is very, very cool. Jeez, I love opera. I'd love to work on opera. Guys, I have some musical announcements coming soon. Maybe I'll have the musician I'm going to work with in the studio, but just went out to a wonderful yakitori dinner a couple nights ago with a super, super, super hugely talented young Japanese musician. He blew me away with what he can do. He's a cellist and composer, and I'll give you a 2-word hint. Rakugo rap. It's not dead, babies. Rakugo rap is going to happen. More details on that soon. Let's see. Bitter Virgin-san. Hello, friends. Saw you years ago when I think you 5-minute skits were in the NHK World. Hope you have a great New Year's. Thank you so much. Yeah. NHK World. Yep. For about 3 years. I was on that. Love to see you in London. Fantastic. Yeah. Yarn Child. Leicester Square Theatre. We were ready to go. And as soon as all this crap is over, I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to have a run going in New York and London at the same time. It's going to be unprecedented. It's going to be awesome. You should do a show in Toronto. I can't imagine with a huge Asian population and also love of multicultural events. Tons of people won't want to go. Yeah. I mean, we filled the Winter Garden Theater one time. Now, I also had the Winter Garden Theater booked in May to record the show for Netflix. We had a Netflix-style comedy special planned. Netflix didn't know about it, but but they would have loved it, hopefully. But no, I had the Winter Garden Theater booked specifically for that. Now, until I do that, I don't want to do a show in Toronto for the time being because I want to get my audience not having seen the show for a long time. And it's been a while since I performed in Toronto, so that we can get the Winter Garden Theater packed and it stays fresh for everyone. Happened to me in New York, before up to my Broadway run, I've been performing in New York for 2.5 years. And, some of the material, some of the stuff, a lot of people had seen it just at embassy events and different things. Some of the audience is seeing some of the stuff for like the second, third, fourth time. But of course, when you open the show, you want to do your kind of top stuff. And that's kind of the stuff that people have seen. It weakens the audience impact a little bit. So I want to be really careful about that in the future. Now, having performed for you guys every week like this, I got a lot of new material, of course. But if I were to do a Netflix special, I mean, we got to go back down to, the oldest and best stuff for starters. And so I want to wait in Toronto until we do that. Now, when is it going to be back at the time that we can actually perform in Toronto? That's another story. May do the first Netflix special here in Japan. At the Yosei, which is just beautiful. So there's one way of doing, you do the comedy special in the gorgeous theater, like the Winter Garden Theater, 1,000 people, incredible. But you could also, you say, okay, sunshine from Broadway at the Yosei, Sue Hirote in Shinjuku, which is just, it's gorgeous in its own way. I mean, it is the traditional theater. I mean, it's the theater that, the kind of theater that they'd have been performing in 100 years ago, 200 years ago. It's beautiful in that way. And it's about 230, 40 seats or something like that when it's packed. So that's not bad. I mean, it's the impact of performing there would also be good. And I think that could probably be done a lot sooner than the Winter Garden Theater and a lot more inexpensively. However, I mean, one or the other, or eventually we'll do both. But yeah, definite plans for Toronto. No problem there. Your plan for Europe sounds great. Looking forward to see you here. Otherwise, I have to visit your show in Japan. Yeah. One or the other, my friend. exactly. Pet house pellet cleanser is between courses, and amuse-bouche is before the start of the meal to amuse your palate. Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking. Amuse-bouche. So that's before. Okay. Palate cleanser. I've just never heard that. It sounds so antiseptic. Amuse-bouche. Yeah. Okay, that was it. Sorry, guys. Anyway, my French is down the twos. My English is so-so. My Japanese very heavy. Who knows? Like a kid. Good day, mate. Canuck tea from Adelaide. Okay, so you're Canadian. You want me to say about? about? I don't know. I've completely lost my Canadian accent, I think. Out and about. Does that sound right? That's about it. So you're living in Australia. Very, very cool. Loved. I performed in Australia. I never performed. Did I perform? Yeah, I performed in Adelaide. I performed in, I've never been to Melbourne. Performed in Adelaide, Canberra, and Sydney. That was awesome. Just remember, just don't get technical. I mean, just remember UK is not part of the EU anymore, so it might be a little harder to travel. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were being insulted that I was calling it Europe. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Now, I do have a Slovenian passport, so that's not actually a problem. Actually, maybe harder for me now to perform in the UK. I think I might have to get a visa now, which I didn't before. Do you know about that? Have they restricted visas yet for people? Are people with European passports, EU passports, still allowed pretty freely in the UK? So actually, like outside of the UK, I'm good to go with my Slovenian passport there. But thank you for that tip. I wasn't on that. I have to say that was not in the front of my mind. That was in the back of my mind. So you gotta be careful with these things these days, eh? So, by the way, Wednesday you come and join us in Tokyo 12. No, right now, I don't think you can come, can you? Are you able to come with your No, did you get a residence visa? You didn't get a residence visa, right? So I think Tidfil is not able to come at the moment, but maybe by the end of January. So I probably shouldn't delay your trip for too long, hopefully. Okay. Our best slang is "g'day, mate." Now, okay, this is weird. Cuts of Sunshine, which is me, saying Happy New Year. Now, did someone hack my account? That's really weird. How the hell did that happen? How the heck did that happen? That is weird, guys. Why is that there? Can anybody explain to me how that could happen? Let me check my Facebook here. That's really weird. Now, that's my public account. I don't know. That is, like, is Facebook automatically doing something? Yeah, this is crazy. It's craziness, right? Katsura Sun. That's really, really spooky because I did not type Happy New Year. Why is that there? Who has hijacked my account? Now, it's my public account, so actually there may be a reasonable explanation. There may be other people. Who how do we do this? There we go. Who has hijacked my account? Now, it's my public account, so actually let me shut me up. I don't understand how that works, guys, but now here, even when I look at the comments here, I don't see. I think Facebook did something automatically. I got a feeling. It's really weird. Anyway, sometimes they put in these automatic things, right? And then you don't even know about it. They're always screwing with these things, but yeah, just sometimes these things freak you out. I'll tell you why it happened. It kind of freaks you out, doesn't it? Who's this Katsura Sunshine? Okay. Happy New Year Blues. Did anybody do this on my behalf? So now it is my public account. So there may be people outside of me who have access to my account because it is not my private account. So it's not freaking me out, but like if anybody did put Happy New Year on my behalf, I'd love them to let me know about it. If Facebook did it, who knows? Anyway, I'm not gonna worry too much. I mean, whatever. I assume I'm being spied on no matter what interaction I have, no matter if it's on Google or Gmail or Facebook Messenger, the private, the public. You kind of have to know that like it's public. Everything you do, even private messages, are kind of public. So this doesn't bug me, but it's a bit weird. I'm someone that kind of likes to know, but like why? How did someone post on my behalf? Or was it Facebook that posted on my behalf? But it doesn't seem to be in the Facebook comments either. Anyway. Sunny Sato, Happy New Year from New Jersey, 2.5 hours to New Year's on the East Coast. Yes, coming up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Rie-san. We're going to do it. Rie, 2021 is our year to produce a show in the West End. Okay? So get ready. I can't wait to see you in Japan. Rie-san is also coming, I think, in February-ish. Okay, now I got a message. Maybe someone wrote me a message. One sec. Maybe someone wrote me a message explaining how they posted on my behalf. Let's see. I got some messages here. Okay, good. I got Mieko-san. Fantastic. So I'll be in touch. Soybean, Tappen-san, Rie-san, Hayashi-san. Okay, so nobody's admitting to posting on my behalf. I'll get back to those messages ASAP, but let's get back to the show. Anyway, weird things happen. Tifo-san, so when are you coming to Japan? Don't know yet. Japan has banned entry to the end of January, but should know more on Monday, hopefully. Yeah. So I think this will be lifted ASAP as soon as they can be sure that so they can be sure that that it's safe to be issuing people through. The vaccines here, like Joe said on the interview a few minutes ago, like stuff has happened over the holidays, so they're not as quick at getting the vaccine out and stuff like that. They'll be on track. So I think, end of January. I got a feeling like it'll be lifted again the end of January this time. But anyway, it should not be too much longer, and I can't wait to see you, man. Let's see. I just got a very interesting message here from Soybean Tappen-san. The sunshine, definitely be getting a kimono through your website in June of 2021. Okay. Fantastic. We just, whoa. Kimono order. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yeah, through the website. Email me. I mean, you can see it on the website, but you don't actually click a button on the website and a kimono appears, and we're not that high tech yet. Did Phil San, sorry to hear that. Yeah, UK is getting better at the moment, but it's not just UK, right? It's Japan is restricted almost the entire world from coming in. So yeah, we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. We're still getting info from Parliament about travel within the EU, which means. But what about EU? Like, can I enter the UK freely with an EU passport still, or have they restricted that? That's what I'd like to know. Have you got Otoshidama already? I got nothing. Guys. I got nothing. And I'm not seeing anybody over New Year's. That's it. I'm cleaning my room. Tidfield's on no restrictions yet, just normal entry routine as far as I know. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, if I have to get a visa, I have to get a visa. I mean, it's just the lawyers are expensive. Or you in this show is fake sunshine. Yeah, or all. Now, Leo-san is saying the fake sunshine commented on my video, or the actual me here is fake. Now, that is a very, very clever reference to a famous Rakugo story called Sokotsu Nagaya, where it's a pretty dark story. Actually, maybe I'll do it. That's a great story. You reminded me of that story. You could probably improvise that story quite easily. It's a great story. It's a great story. It's about a guy. This guy is dead in the street, and there's a crowd around him. And then one guy says, "That's my best friend. I don't think he knows he's dead." And he goes home to get his best friend. He says, "You're dead, man. Look." And it does look exactly like him. So the guy himself, oh my God, I'm dead. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous story, but it's hilarious. Thank you. Wow. Leo-san, you are a serious Rakugo too. Yeah, that is super weird. It is a bit weird, eh? I don't know. Maybe change your password. I could. I don't know. Maybe I should. Yeah. I think that was Katsura Sunshine, not Sunshine Katsura Sunshine. Yeah. So Katsura Sunshine, that Katsura Sunshine is my public account. So Sunshine Katsura Sunshine is my private account. The public account, you don't have friends. People like the public account and just post public information like show stuff and all that. And then the private account is more for friends. People are actually friends, and then that. So that's just of two accounts, which is kind of normal, I think, for a public figure. I think Facebook has special things you can do with various accounts in order to maximize both of them. And I'm not too concerned, but it is a bit weird. I'm gonna change my password. I don't know. Anyway, they're not whoever's posting on my behalf is not swearing or anything, so it's nice to say have a happy new year there. I think that was Katsura Sunshine, not Sunshine Katsura Sunshine. Yeah, okay. I just explained that. Sorry. Emi Sensei, happy new year. Luis Robota, change your password. Okay, maybe do that. I'll log out and change my password. 2021 is the year. Hold on a second. This is Jonathan. Tira Weiss. I want to visit Tokyo. Happy New Year, Sunshine. Thank you. Yeah, waiting for you in Tokyo. Let me know when you come. Oh, Emi Sensei is in Japan. Looking forward to seeing you. Yeah, you got in the nick of time. Although I think Japanese people are allowed to come back, right? So it's not Japanese that are restricted. I think the only restriction for traveling to and from the UK is because of COVID. Besides that, a valid passport should be okay. Okay, so Slovenian passport's still okay. Now traveling. Now, am I still allowed to work in the UK? That's the other thing, right? Because there might be restrictions there. Because when the UK was part of the EU, my Slovenian passport allowed me to live and to work in the UK and earn money and that kind of thing. So gotta be a little bit careful about that kind of stuff. We still don't know 100% yet. Could vary due to work or visit. Yeah. So the working is what you got to be careful of. Anyway, if I have to get a visa, I have to get a visa. It's not gonna be that hard. I mean, performers, I'm sure performing, you gotta do it in enough time. Happy New Year from Japan. Violet Skydiver. Are Rakugo stories exclusively old, or are there some more modern stories being made and performed? No. I do many modern stories. My master composes tons of stories. My master has composed about 300 stories himself. Let me just take another sip of coffee here, guys. So yeah, a lot of storytellers are composing their own stories, and then there are a lot of old ones. It's a lot of fun to do the modern ones too. It's a lot of fun. Great question. Thank you very much, Violet Skydiver. Leho-san, remember I used to be an Ochiken student. Yeah, but that was a pretty good reference. Holy smokes. You are an intelligent lady, let me say. I knew that, but not that I'm surprised, but it's very, like, not just that you made the reference, but the reference was well made. You slipped that in there. I almost didn't notice it. You probably know more about Rakugo than I do. Megumi-san, long time no see. So cool. こちらも明けました。そうですね。またお会いしましょう。You're in London, right? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So nice to see you. B. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. You look great. At least your picture looks great. Now moved from Facebook. Sorry for the repetition. No problem at all. Black Tingu-san, I don't think it will be until at least this summer that Japan opens itself up to the world. Really? You think you think they'll do that in the summer? You don't think they'll put the work what they had before, which is if you have a work visa, you can come? I mean, I don't know about that. You know what? My theory was if they're gonna put the Olympics on in the summer, they want to have a few months of showing that they can move people through the airport system without bringing in excess COVID cases. Now, one thing I would like to, it's not criticism, but one thing that was weird about Japan is that, and I remember reading this, it said, when you get on a plane to go to Japan from wherever you are, you have to have a COVID test within 72 hours of flying and have to have that paper. And it's a specific paper given by it's a PDF that you print up, given by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Japan. And you have to have a doctor sign it and stamp it. So you don't have COVID. You get on a plane, and then at Haneda or Narita, you get tested again. You can't leave the airport until you clear that test. If you test positive, you have to go into, I think, government quarantine where they're actually watching you. If you test negative, then you go into self-quarantine, which is 2 weeks. Don't leave your place as much as possible. That's a little bit looser. Now, with all of that, I think it should be very rare to be getting a case of COVID brought into the country from outside. It's still possible that squeaked through the cracks, got COVID on the day before they flew, still didn't show up on the test in Japan. Something like that could happen, but it shouldn't happen very often, right? I mean, I think that might be an acceptable level, personally. Now, when I read the extra information from the Ministry of, I don't know if it's the Ministry of Health or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, there were a list of exceptions. It was like, I can't remember. There was some kind of like, I don't know, if you're coming for business for 2 weeks, or there was military, there was government, there was pilots, flight attendants. I can't remember. Diplomatic. There was a bunch of people who were exempt from the COVID tests. If you had a special family reason to come too, you were exempt from the COVID test. Now, on the face of this, all these people have special circumstances, special jobs, or special circumstances, so I can understand why they are treated in a different way. I have no problem with that. Flight attendants, should they line up for customs like we do? No. Pilots, no. Why? Like diplomats, get them in there, get them doing their job, fine. I understand that. However, we're all human beings. Everybody's equally susceptible to COVID. So why certain people would be exempt from the COVID tests makes absolutely no sense to me. Then there's just a greater chance of those people bringing COVID into the country. So if you're going to do those restrictions, do them for everyone. And then, test everyone, and then you'll be sure. So anyway, that's my opinion. I'm sure there were, these governments, they have reasons for doing everything. But my opinion is, that didn't make sense to me. Why are all these people exempt? You could say like, pilots and flight attendants, for example, like that they have to get tested every time. I don't know, like why not set up a testing site in every airport where they're flying to? I mean, there's already a testing site in Haneda and in Narita. Just put the pilots and the flight attendants in priority so that their tests, you just process their tests first. My test in New York took 15 minutes. 15 minutes, and I had my test back. So there's no reason for that. There's no reason for exempting like that, I think. Personally. That's my personal opinion. Anyway. Side note, friend from Slovakia. You're from Slovakia? Are you from Slovakia? You're a child? Is that what that means? It would be much easier for your passport to get a visa. A friend's family is planning to visit in 2021. 1 second. It will be much easier with your passport to get a visa. A friend's family is planning. Okay, sorry, I got it. I got your comments in the wrong order. This friend is from Slovakia. Perfect. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm not too worried about it. But thank you, Tidville-san, for reminding me that could be an issue, because you got to have that in your mind. Yeah, residents will be okay, work visas will be okay, but tourists, no. Gotcha. Yeah, I can see that. I kind of agree with you, yeah. Eric and Rafaela, yes, but to enter Japan, you got to pass that anketto, right? Yeah. Anyway, the restrictions for getting into Japan right now, in terms of like, if you get your visa, you get a COVID test, you get on the plane, you do an anketto, you do the survey, you do another test, like all of this, I think it's bang on. It's really well organized. The questions, like they're not asking you useless questions. I mean, they're asking very, very relevant, good questions. I think they've put it together very well, and Japan is going to make it better and better. I can tell you that. They're not going to rest until it's done right. I mean, I can't believe when I got back to the States and there was nothing. They gave me a leaflet saying, like, if you think you have been in contact with someone from COVID, please consider isolating yourself for a couple of weeks. Like, holy smokes. Like, it is our strong suggestion that you isolate yourself. It's like, guys, set up a testing site for crying out loud. Anyway. Whatever. Have you made any of your own stories? Would you rather tell stories, make new ones of your own? Okay, Violet Skydiver. This is a great question. So in every Rakugo performance, you have the first half and the second half. The first half is called the makura, or pillow, and that's the introduction. And that's kind of like stand-up comedy. It's like little stories, little jokes, some background information, self-introduction, that kind of thing. And the second half is the story that you're talking about, the 400-year-old story, or 300-year-old story, 200-year-old story, or the story by my master. And in the story, you've got characters talking to each other. And the story ends in a punchline. But the introduction is just as long or longer than the actual story part. Now, every storyteller makes up their own pillow, their own makura, their own introduction part. So my feeling is, when I'm presenting Rakugo, half of the show is my own material. All of this introduction part are my own experiences of being a Canadian in Japan, and my own experiences of doing the apprenticeship under a great master storyteller. All the stuff, all my own jokes. That's all my stuff. So now here I am in a kimono bringing Japanese culture to Broadway, to the West End, to other countries. At least then for the second half, I want to make it a traditional story, or I want to do my master's story. That's just kind of my policy. I could see myself making up new stories in the future. I've done a couple of my own stories here in Japan, because that's, there's no need to bring Japanese culture to Japanese people, obviously. So it's a bit different here when doing it in Japan. So in Japanese, I've made up a couple of Japanese stories myself, but I have no intention of doing that at this point. But the question is very good. The question is very good. It's a very apt question. I enjoy answering it. So that's where I kind of stand on it. Like, half the performance is sunshine anyway, so may as well bring some of the tradition as well. I thought Anketo was what happens after a Rakugo show where the audience gives feedback to the performer. Well, it's that too. Anketo is any kind of questionnaire. Please study harder. Exactly. Exactly. Useless Anketo question. Please enter the date. Wrong. Please try again. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you remember that. Yeah. So if you know the date, don't ask me. Okay, guys, I guess that's the end of the comments. We've been here for an hour. Happy New Year's. Look, thank you for joining. Guys, thank you for everything for the last 8 months. It's been awesome checking in with you 3-4 times a week, twice a week in English, and 1 or 2 times a week in Japanese. Day after tomorrow, I'm going to do our first show of 2021, and it may be the same story as the last show of 2020, only the proper version. I think that might be a nice way to bookend the new year. But I look forward to it. So day after tomorrow, please tune in, 9 p.m. New York time. Okay, a couple people tuned in late. After the show, I do uchiage, which is after party. We have a drink, and I read your comments, and we have some discussions. A couple people tuned in late, so we were already into the after party, and one person wrote, "Is this Rakugo?" I could see how that'd be very confusing, saying, "Hey, welcome to the Rakugo show," and I'm just here sort of shooting the breeze with you guys. But so that's that. Chihiro Okuno-san, arigatou gozaimasu, arigatou gozaimasu. Mike H-san, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Perao-san, Happy New Year. Hopefully see you Saturday. Yeah, check it out Saturday. Thank you so much, guys, and that's the end of the show today.